Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Captain Logan Show. It is I, Captain Logan, and joining me as always is my chat moderator and my co-host and my son, Jason.
Hello.
Good evening, folks. So this is going to be the last Wednesday 7 o'clock Captain Logan Show. We're going to move the show in a couple of weeks to Mondays at 10 Central. We've been getting kind of better crowds that night the couple of times that we've had to do it on a Monday. I've been wanting to get it off at the 7 o'clock time slot for a while. It seems like there's more folks around and interested later in the evening, and I need to clear out my Wednesday evenings. So that's what we're going to start doing. Never fear, I'm still going to stream 5 days a week. I'm going to do a different thing later on Wednesdays. I'm going to bring back finally 89 for 89, and it will probably show up on Wednesday quite a bit, and then that'll open me up so I can do game streams and fun things like that here and there too. So anyway, I just wanted to give you that bit of news real quick. Let me move this mic so it's not in Jason's face.
I apologize. I can move too.
And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the Lanterns trailer, and then we have, which is, a week or two old at this point. We're late to the party on this one. I don't think we had a Captain Logan show last week.
We did, but it was on Monday.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And that was one of those days where we did a little bit better, but I thought that was a couple weeks before.
Yeah,
so anyway, and then I've got several kind of smaller news items that I want to just kind of hit lickety-split. Quite a few Patreon questions that we got for tonight and that we didn't hit from last month. This is going to be our only show before the end of this month, so we want to go ahead and try to hit all of the Patreon questions in the second half if possible. We will still take live questions, as always, live Q&A in the second half, and especially with super chats, which will guarantee that we talk about your topic, but you can leave comments with questions in the regular chat, and we'll try to get to one or two of those if there are some, but don't get upset with us if we don't get to that, because we have quite a bit to do this evening. Make sure to tag at Jason with a Y, or at music segment every time.
No.
Jason will answer to anything as long as it has a Y in it. You're not doing his music segment this
I'm
time?
not even doing a music segment.
I mean, I think it's been like 4 in a row or something.
Yeah, but we have had breaks.
Well, that's true.
Every time.
That's true. Big, long gaps in between. I'm also going to talk about the current state of Star Trek once again, but we're in a little bit of a different place now. With Kurtzman's contract coming up and all of that. So I want to check back in with where we're at with New Track and talk about my predictions for what might be happening with that. I'm going to do that right at the end for our final segment tonight. So right now, welcome. Thanks a lot for being here. Appreciate you. And right now, I want to start with, as we always do, a Patreon question. We'll answer something from a patron very quickly, and then we'll get to Lanterns, because I'm very curious to know what Jason thinks about the new TV show trailer.
I haven't told you
No, we haven't talked about it at all. I'm hearing a lot of mixed reactions about it.
I'm hearing a lot of negative.
A lot of negative, yeah. There's definitely some excitement here and there, but I will say the majority of what I'm hearing is, ooh, I don't know about that. So we'll talk about it and see where we're at with it. I don't know why there's a lot of bouncing upstairs, but hopefully that stops here in a second. I've got a lot of kids. They're playing upstairs. Anyway, but yeah, Jason, go ahead and throw us a Patreon question, please.
All right, your Patreon question for today comes from...
Why'd you say it like a Weird Al song?
I don't know.
That's your Patreon question for the day. Yay.
Comes from Okay Great.
I saw him perform that song with like a 30-piece orchestra.
That's awesome.
It was spectacular.
Okay Great.
Yeah.
With an exclamation point. Who is on the Mount Rushmore of superhero portrayals, and who for supervillain portrayals?
I thought you said betrayals for a second. I was like, oh, we gotta make a mountainside of superheroes that did mutinies.
Portrayals.
Okay, sorry. So say it again. The Mount Rushmore
of superhero portrayals.
So it's 4 heads.
Yeah, 4.
Four heads?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I forget, and I think it's 3 because you have so many things that have the joke where you blow up one of them.
Yeah.
And so I always have... This is why I watch too many movies and read too many comics and don't look at enough actual history. I know what Mount Rushmore is, but you look at like Superman 2,
Yeah.
where we change a head, but then very often we'll just blow up one.
Yeah.
We do that a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm sorry. So the Mount Rushmore of superhero portrayals.
and then also supervillain portrayals.
Supervillain portrayals.
So
okay.
2 Mount Rushmores.
So if you made a so you're doing statues of heads on the side of a mountain to commemorate the greatest, and I feel like we've maybe answered this in the past, but not with villains, I don't think.
No.
I wonder if yours would be very different from mine. So
I don't know.
I immediately, like, I'll just say the first 4 that come to mind.
Are we doing superheroes?
Yeah, we'll start with superheroes. So the first 4 that come to mind, and I think a couple of these, I would imagine almost everybody would have, and then like mileage probably varies after that. But obviously Christopher Reeve has to be there.
Yeah.
I mean that goes without saying.
Yep.
Robert Downey Jr.
Sure.
is definitely there because a lot of us kind of put him in that same category where we can't really imagine anybody else playing that character, and he's just so definitive with that. And then after that, it's like, am I putting in a Batman? Am
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it's like, which Batman? For me, it's maybe. Some people are gonna think I'm crazy when I say this. I almost want to put Adam West there because he's just so important.
I was gonna say Christian Bale.
Well, see, I don't know if I could put Bale over Keaton.
I would put Bale over Keaton.
Yeah, because like, this question, the whole Mount Rushmore thing for me, and I always read too deep into this stuff. The whole Mount Rushmore idea to me is different from, like, subjective. I mean, it is subjective, but it's different from like favorite actor portrayals, or maybe even necessarily what you think are definitively the absolute best portrayals.
Yeah.
I think a statue situation has a little more to do with historical importance.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, we put the Founding Fathers there. We didn't change it and put, like, what are necessarily the greatest presidents of all time. So I have a hard time not just going to, like, because that's kind of about foundation, right? So, like, what are the big foundational game-changing performances that, like, it's never going to be the same again? So I could kind of see Keaton there for that, but I sort of want to put Adam West there.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why I feel like it's. I don't want it to just be a cute way to say, what do you think are the 4 best performances?
Yeah.
The whole Mount Rushmore idea is different from that to
Yeah.
me. But then I'm not sure what the 4th one is. If those are my 3.
It's not any of the Spider-Mans.
Well, like,
Is it Hugh Jackman?
yeah, it probably is. It's probably Hugh Jackman. I was sitting there thinking about X-Men. I was like, who would it be? Because that's such a major, like, pioneering franchise.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Patrick Stewart, but...
As I always say, it's like, forgetting Blade for a minute, because people don't always, at the time, didn't even necessarily realize that was a comic book, like, that it was based on anything. The big trifecta in the early days that get us to to, like, where we are now with superhero movies. I mean, maybe not now, because, like, things are maybe falling off a little bit, but, like, to like, the superhero renaissance, is Superman, and then Batman, and then I guess X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think those are the 4. I think Jackman goes there. And if you want to put Tobey Maguire there, I fully understand that.
Sure.
Because that movie, if not that performance, is also real foundational for the whole genre, of course.
Yeah.
And then villains. Zod.
Yep.
Zod for 2 reasons.
Yeah.
Because Zod was already on Mount Rushmore, and I feel like he almost deserves it.
Can we put both
partly
Jokers?
because of that. Well, I mean, it's not fair to say both. There have been more than that.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
but you
89 and
almost
Dark
want to
Knight.
put Ledger in. Yeah, but I would put Ledger there over, like as much as I like Jack Nicholson in that performance, I think his name recognition had possibly more to do, and some people think this is blasphemous, as much as I love that movie, some people, or I think rather that his name recognition had more to do with the success of that movie than possibly the performance, at least initially. Again, I like that performance certainly, but we had something. But he's really just doing what you would expect Jack Nicholson to do with that role.
Yeah.
And with Ledger, he completely disappears and you have a total reinvention of the thing that still ends up being really quintessential. So yes, he has to be there. I want to put Zod there.
Sure.
Is it, again, going to X-Men, like, is it Magneto?
Ian McKellen, yeah.
Is McKellen there?
Yeah.
I think maybe McKellen's there.
Yeah.
See, some people, just because it was so huge, would probably put Thanos there. That's too late for me.
Yeah, I agree.
And also, help me out with that actor. I don't know why I'm not thinking of his name right now. Brolin.
Brolin, yeah.
But you guys know how I feel about that characterization. But I think I've always been really mixed on it. But I think the performance is really good.
Yeah.
Inarguably, really loved and well remembered, and
Oh yeah, R.J. Godzilla, William Dafoe.
Dafoe probably goes there, and Dafoe over Maguire, I think, just because that's so memorable.
Yeah.
And nobody chewed scenery as a villain in a superhero movie like he did.
Braden Atkinson says, "What about Loki?"
Again, if you want to put him there, I see it. I can see why.
Yeah.
But I almost want to put stuff that paves the way for MCU before I want to put anything MCU there.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And that's not taking anything away from the achievements of the MCU, but so much stuff walked so that could run.
Yeah. I don't like the MCU Loki. Although I don't think I like Loki as a character.
You just don't like that character?
Yeah.
I think villains for this are probably easier than heroes.
Mm-hmm. I think I agree. Well,
There's more good arguments to make for different different portrayals.
To be fair, most of these movies are team movies. So you have one for each villain for each movie, and then like 5.
I mean, if you wanted to put Gene Hackman there, I wouldn't argue with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then obviously TV would be a completely different conversation.
Oh.
Adam West I can do because that was a movie.
Yeah.
And I still think that was really important for the whole genre, but thinking more about it because we were doing movies in the first place, and yes, that had a movie, but that's almost a technicality. I'm probably putting Keaton on this one before I'm putting Adam West, but if we were doing a TV one, it's Adam West.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on now. What a great question.
That is a good question.
That was a lot of fun. Now I want to talk about the Lanterns trailer, which, again, a lot of folks are real down on because it's not what a lot of people want from Green Lantern. And let me say, I'm right there with them as far as what I wish this project was. Mm-hmm. I think. But then I don't even know that I wanted Green Lantern to be a TV show over a movie. Like, I kind of wish we were getting just a big bombastic, kind of somewhat lighthearted, more like family-friendly Green Lantern movie, and maybe then do something like this if you really want to, pivot to this kind of smaller, obviously isn't going to appeal to everybody, kind of like traditional HBO way of handling a superhero thing, because this looks like your real, I don't want to say by the numbers necessarily, but maybe, but your real kind of, I keep using this word tonight, but quintessential kind of HBO approach to a thing.
Yeah.
And what I really was hoping Gunn would do with this whole universe, and that I think he did well enough with Superman, was to make everything feel definitive, and especially a lot more definitive than we did with DCEU. So approach it like it's the only time you're ever gonna see these characters. on the big screen, and sort of like we had with Richard Donner's Superman, where like that's classic, inarguable. Just it's Superman, and like it doesn't feel like somebody's like wild out there take on the character. It doesn't feel like you're hard edged. Got to find a way to make it grounded version of that character, but. I'll also say, looking at this with an open mind, I always try to do, and like I've had a lot with superhero projects. Interestingly, especially early superhero projects, when you go back to the 80s and 90s, especially the 90s, and I'll go, okay, that's not like really off the page, and it's not real true to the source material, but taking the thing on its own terms when it starts from the initial premise and then goes its own way. Like, is it a good story? Is it a good movie? So just taking this on its own terms with the thing that it's wanting to make, it looks like a decent show. Mm-hmm. It could be great, and it could end up being a really good, actually even Green Lantern thing, ultimately. I think people are looking at the muted color palette, and like I'm hearing a lot of complaints about just colors.
Yeah.
Because Green Lantern is all about colors, and especially with the spectrum and everything, and so people are like taking screenshots of the Green Lantern coat in the closet and going, it's Gray Lanterns, and like we can't have any green in the show, and I have a hard time. I resist that kind of reaction to a thing like this. I'm like, why don't you watch it first? And because I don't think what we're looking at, I could be wrong about this, and if this ends up being what it is, but like the show's not out yet, but like if this ends up being what it is, then fine, I will also complain about it. Sure, I just think you're jumping the gun a little bit.
And it's a teaser
by making that assumption. But the assumption a lot of people seem to be making is we're shying away from comic book stuff. Mm-hmm. But we're in the same universe as Superman, James Gunn Superman, which was all about go as like out there comic booky as humanly possible and finally do a Superman movie that's more comic, and had a Green Lantern who was very green and did lots of fun constructs with his ring, and he was going to be in the show.
The big
so like obviously tonally it's going a different way, but I don't think you have to assume that they're scared of comic book stuff.
The big thing that I have with it, and also we know that with the DCEU everything's going to have a different tone.
Right.
Like, we already knew that. So I don't... And we knew that this show was going to be that dark. Like,
yeah, and I think a lot of people looking at the trailer had not gotten the memo about that.
Sure.
Or it's even darker than they expected from that. And again, I do resist the approach a little bit.
Yeah.
We're like... I can adjust to it. If it's a great show, it's a great show. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like, did I want to start with a hard R Green Lantern show? Like, not really. Mm-hmm. That's not really what I initially want from that material. And part of that is because Green Lantern had one bad movie, and we haven't really we haven't gotten to see the like straight off the page approach for families for all ages, like the more accessible thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's a little unfortunate because that movie was sold to everybody and this is not. And I want there to be a Green Lantern thing that could be like Guardians was, a whole generation of kids Star Wars. Like I want that. Whether you do a Green Lantern core thing, which is more what you and I want, or if you do an Earth-based grounded thing. So this isn't me I'm not complaining that it's set on Earth. I realize that that your traditional like Hal Jordan Green Lantern story, and I realize this is going to be real Jon Stewart focused, is like set on Earth. It's the premise is it's in intergalactic piece of technology that is sent to or chooses a human being who protects Earth and like a sector of space. I get that. So like you're going to have Earth-based stories. That's fine. More of what I'm resisting about it is just you've got, and some of you guys will roll your eyes when I say this, but I've always felt this way about this kind of thing. I get we do this in comics a lot. For whatever reason, I've always felt like it's a little bit different with screen. Partly just because you have relatively so few projects, but you got any kids that loved that Superman movie and they thought the Green Lantern thing with Guy Gardner was cool, they can't watch this.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't love that about it, but like I can have two minds about a thing. I can maybe even more than that, and I can kind of compartmentalize and separate stuff out. This isn't what I wanted from this, but I also think it might be great.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with it.
My big thing with this is, we know that Guy Gardner is going to be in it, and I don't know if that's gonna match well, like. Or if he's just playing it a completely different way, or if it's gonna be that, like, that Superman Guy Gardner in this show.
No, that's a question.
And I mean, he did say that it's the most he's thrown F-bombs.
Yeah, he said in the first minute he had screen time, it was the most F-bombs he'd used in his entire career. What's really odd about it, both tonally and premise-wise, is it feels oddly similar to Absolute Green Lantern, which couldn't possibly have influenced this. Like, it's set in a small town. It's a real dark, muted color palette. There's this kind of, oppressive sort of tone to it. It looks like it could even go in some, like, kind of horror directions. There's a little bit of a dark western vibe to that book. This feels like almost an adaptation of that. There's even a big giant hole in the ground like there is in that book. Now, it's not shaped like the Green Lantern symbol in this, like, which, honestly, I could have seen them doing that.
Yeah.
Even apart from that book, where you do the big back-off shot. That would have been a great teaser, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, man, what is it? What is it? Boom! And then it's the Green Lantern symbol.
Boom. Okay, so, my thoughts on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was immediately excited when this was announced, because I'm a big Green Lantern fan. Jon Stewart is great, and he, the guy playing him, looks like he could be really good. And, old Hal Jordan is an interesting take. I honestly am really excited for this. I hope they do space things. And given that Sinestro will show up.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. They have said that.
We do go to space.
I think it'll be like a big season cliffhanger.
Yeah. Because I do prefer the Green Lantern Corps stuff to the Hal Jordan on Earth saving, because I just prefer a science fiction thing. But
yeah, this is much more of a detective thing, and I think they even said they were looking at True Detective.
But also,
the whole
love
thing is
detective
an odd,
stuff,
baffling choice. But yeah,
and this looks really fun.
This looks like the most
fun,
you kind of show,
but it's it does look like the most me kind of show, but with Green Lanterns, and so that makes me happy because it's the. It's Green
like you
Lanterns.
like Penguin, you like Fallout.
Yeah.
Like this is
yeah, and
your kind of thing.
The color tone doesn't bother me, like, at all.
Even for a Green Lantern thing?
No.
Okay.
Because that's the show that it's trying to be. Like, if it was...
Well, yeah, but I guess the question is just, like, why are they doing that with this property? And here's the thing. You can tell a lot of different kinds of stories with different tones with a lot of these properties.
Yeah. You
can do dark Superman stories. You just don't want to make Superman too dark. You can tell lighthearted Batman stories, et cetera, et cetera. So, like, and there have been really dark, scary Green Lantern stories.
Sure.
My question is just, was it smart to lead with it?
Yeah.
And like this kind of thing. And once again, like I'm gonna watch this. I'm definitely intrigued. Let me say, I think what we've seen so far of the dynamic between these two guys is really solid, is really strong. I love this actor for what little we're getting. Aaron Pierre, I don't know him. For Jon Stewart, he's got that like somewhat stoic thing going on. He feels like that character to me.
Yeah.
But I was just gonna say, it's just a matter of like should you lead with it, and are you going to alienate too many people that might have otherwise looked at this? Because I think Green Lantern for some people is kind of a tough sell in the first place, and I think partly just because it had a bad movie, right? You're in a bit of a Fantastic Four place where on the face of it, with people that are not that don't know a lot about this property or haven't really experienced it, they go, that sounds silly. And you can win people over on a silly concept with heart and with cool, crazy, fun concepts and with really memorable and interesting characters that you can relate to and that you want to, or that you can look up to, or that you want to read or watch about a lot. So like, if a bad Guardians movie had been made first, people would have gone, well, see, you can't put a talking raccoon on screen.
Yeah. And
so we had several attempts at Fantastic Four. Well, see, you can't put that on screen.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was just done poorly.
Yeah.
It was the problem. And so that's what you have with Green Lantern. I think we're maybe compensating a little bit too hard, where it's like, well, and it starts to feel a little bit like, and some people were saying this in the comments, just on the face of it, having not seen it yet, just with this approach, the CW thing of, well, we gotta do a grounded version. We gotta darken it up. We gotta make it edgy, and that's how you make it accessible. And it seems like the logic here is you make it real adult and hard R to make it accessible. And I'm like, I don't know. We live in a weird day and age where a lot of kids aren't watching movies and TV anymore anyway.
Yeah.
And so I want to say you're leaving a whole potential audience out, but I don't actually know if that's true. Something like this might actually do better with an older demographic, because it's a lot of us 30s and 40-year-olds and plus that are still into superhero stuff anyway. So like, that's probably part of the approach.
Yeah.
But then are you alienating too many of the actual fans of this property that just want to see like something like Jeff Johns' Green Lantern brought to screen?
Yeah.
So that's the question.
Well,
now, I also
hopefully
think if the word of mouth is good, I think if the show is good, people will give it a chance anyway, maybe.
Yeah. I hope we get that at some point. Like,
yeah, me too.
I hope we still get that, but this looks cool to me. This looks interesting. And it does not look like it's for everyone. Like, even forgetting it's Green Lantern, just it being a detective show like that, like hard R, that it's definitely not for everybody. And then adding a Green Lantern thing on top of it, it's like, I want to watch this Green Lantern show, but this is not for me at all. And I feel like that's a lot of people's complaints.
Yeah. Well, I can see why people would look at this and be confused as to who it's for.
Mm-hmm.
I think the answer to that will be if it's really good. Like and what I mean is if the stories are well told, if there's a captivating mystery, if the characterizations are solid and relatable and interesting. I think the answer to that will retroactively be, well, it's for people that really like detective stuff, but can you get them to look at a show called Lanterns? Like, that's not typically where people that want really good, hard-edged detective fiction are going to go for it. So, I don't know, people that don't care about Green Lantern, that love that kind of stuff, might look at this trailer and watch it, or they might go, it's just more DC slop.
Yeah.
Because we bandy that word around real hard these days.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're trying to entrap me as a fan of that stuff. You're gonna have people that go, I'm not buying that. I don't care about that. I love another great HBO detective show, but you put a Green Lantern ring in it, and I don't care anymore. And then conversely, you'll also have, or I should say, by the same token, you may have Green Lantern fans that go, well, I'm excited that there's a Green Lantern ring there, but everything else about it looks like it's for a different audience that's not me.
Yeah.
And so do you accidentally sort of throw out the baby with the bathwater. That's and so I'm just talking about right now the advertising approach and I was like to look at the business side of it. Like, is this smart business? And the answer to that will ultimately probably hinge on whether or not it's any good.
Yeah.
I think word of mouth is going to be really important for this show. And so whether it might actually be great is a whole other conversation, which of course we also should have and we're having, which is I'm going to watch this, and if it's great, I'll keep watching it. You know what I mean?
And I also think this is just an easier thing to do with Batman than it is with Green Lantern. Like,
well, obviously, because that's already detective fiction.
Yeah, but making it darker and,
Well, that's the thing is, you already have like 40 properties you could do this take with that just already, like, you do a Jonah Hex show, you do a question show.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's why when you said, well, we already knew that we were going to go for a lot of different tones. Well, that was exciting when the DCEU was announced, because it suggested that everything you had adapted would be allowed to be what it is. Not necessarily that you would take a thing and shift it to something else. And so it's like, well, yay, we have all these different tones, and they're allowed to be in the same universe like we have with the comic universe.
Yeah.
That's the big problem that the MCU has had, is that it's too homogenized. But with this, I think and again, verdict is out for me. I want to see it before I'm sure that this is the problem that a lot of people are saying it is. But I think that's where a lot of people are coming from, and I get it. That they go, well, okay, cool, you're willing to do darker, hard-edged stuff in the same universe as your relatively lighthearted Superman movie, which does have some, violent, rough stuff in it. Why this, though?
See, I think this is only for me and nobody else. So that's why I'm not complaining, because it's a Green Lantern thing, and it's a detective thing, so it's everything I've ever wanted. So, but...
And the question is, like, how many of you are going to be out there?
Right.
I honestly think viewership for this is going to be pretty low at the start, and I think it's going to have to be great and catch on. And I think it's got a hill to climb to win people over.
Because I also think there's a good chance this is really bad. Like, I'm just throwing that out. Like, the trailer didn't give me really anything as to, like, if the writing is any
writing
good.
Quality. Yeah, my prediction is it will be pretty solid.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't...
it had a decent energy to it.
Yeah.
Just what we saw so far. Like I said, I think the dynamic with those two guys is really strong. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
The one thing I really didn't like from this trailer was the end, where he's like, I don't like aliens. And one of them was a squirrel. I didn't like that, because that's not his character at all.
Oh, that he's saying, like, he doesn't interact with them because they're aliens?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like...
No, they've...
You can say that with anyone.
They've reinvented him a bit.
Yeah.
He also seems like... obviously they're going with an older version, so he's a little, like, done with it all, and he's kind of crotchety, and so that could be a character thing where he's just seen a lot of stuff. Maybe he's even been through Parallax and back by now. Like, I don't know. And then at some point he kind of turns back around within the course of the series and gets more positive on the space cop thing. I don't actually expect that, but, like, that could happen. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that is a good point you're making. And that's another thing. I think the counterintuitive approach is what's frustrating a lot of people about it. Well, again, the fact that it isn't definitive. So this could be great.
Yeah.
But we are back in what feels like, to a degree, and again, I think this show is likely to be a lot better than this, but DCEU territory with a lot of things, which is just counterintuitive stuff. Why'd you make that choice? Why are you doing that with it? Why are you going, like, so dark with your Superman? Why did you start with a mid-50s Batman? Like, we're back to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we've never had a great Hal Jordan on screen, and we finally, 15 years or whatever after that Green Lantern movie, we get that character back, and he's got to be 60.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing that? So it might be great for this show. But here's the thing. I think a lot of people would be more open-minded about this if it was set in no other continuity. It's because it's... And they might still be a little bit frustrated that that's what we're doing with the only other Green Lantern thing we've ever had in live action. But if this was like Absolute, where it's set in its own universe and it's its own thing, I think fans of Green Lantern would likely be a little bit more open-minded about it.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, how many of you are out there is really the question.
Yeah, that's really good.
Like, people that love this kind of thing and also happen to be Green Lantern fans.
See, I just want a second season of the 2011 show. So
yeah. Dude, if this show was called Red Lanterns, I'd be all over it with this tone.
Yeah.
RJ Godzilla. Like, imagine the Red Lanterns take over this little town.
I hope we get some.
Oh, I hope we do some Spectrum stuff.
At least Red Lanterns, if not more than that. I want another season just so that we can get Blackest Night like this. That would be cool.
Yeah, but I mean, that's so big in scope.
Yeah, that's true.
But I guess you could say it's happening everywhere, but we're just focusing on this little town.
Yeah. No, that would be cool.
I wonder if the whole thing will be set in this little town.
Mm-hmm.
If this was on the CW, the name of the show would be whatever that town is.
Yes, it would. And then no one would watch it.
And folks are also turned off by the Lanterns thing, because that also feels so, like 2000s television, where it's like, we don't like the word green. And somebody earlier in the comments said, and I had not heard this, that the producers had come out and said that green is just lame in a title.
Yep, they did.
I had not heard that.
Yep.
Okay, well, I mean, that's fair. I mean, that's fuel for a fire that, like, I didn't have as hard, but, like, I understand the worry with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think this is very counterintuitive.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what I want, but I think there's potential that the show is good.
I mean, that's true. Yeah.
It's Lindelof, but I don't know how involved he is. I don't know if he's actually writing on this show. I know folks are concerned about that. Who was it? Somebody mentioned that. RJ Godzilla. And then, is this the show that Tom King is writing on? Because that worries me, honestly, as much or more than Lindelof.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
See, I love
Lindelof.
So
Verdict is completely out on this.
Yeah.
I don't think it looks horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I predict it will be okay.
I think it'll be okay at... Well, okay, that's not true. I was going to say I think it'll be okay at the worst. I think there's a better chance that it's okay than really, really good. But...
Yeah. Sure, I think we should flip it one time and make the one-word title just the color. Green!
It's green.
What's green about? Audience just gotta guess.
It is green.
All right, well, we'll just have to see.
Yep.
But we'll review the pilot when it comes out, or the first episode, and then if I like it well enough to keep going with it, we'll probably do a season overview.
Yeah.
Because Jason will be all over this one.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a little time before the break, so let's hit a couple other articles briefly. Jason,
no.
One thing I wanted to talk about is the re-release of Star Wars on Blu-ray. Yet another of umpteen Star Wars Blu-ray re-releases. We're coming into the 50th anniversary of Star Wars, folks. 60th anniversary of Star Trek this year. 50th anniversary of Star Wars next year. That's how math works. And this is from TechRadar.com. Just give us what we want, Disney. The original Star Wars trilogy is coming to Blu-ray again, but not in the way fans want. And yes, that means... I don't know why I went to the After Dark title for a second. That means exactly what you think it does. People have been clamoring for decades, of course, to get a good remasters of, and by remasters, we don't mean with a bunch of CGI crap thrown in front of our faces, but like an actual, visual remaster, upscaling of the film, of the theatrical trilogy. And I think Disney is playing real dirty pool with this. We're getting a re-release in the theater of the actual theatrical version, which I think is supposed to happen pretty soon, Jason. I don't know what the date is on that.
Oh, really?
I want to go to that if I can, but there's a part of me that doesn't want to give Disney money. Well, there's part of me that doesn't want to ever give Disney money, but that doesn't want to give Disney money for this because this announcement of re-releasing the special editions yet again. And as far as we know, they're not going to include like a bonus feature that will have the theatrical versions like we got on DVD years ago with the really crappy like VHS copy prints, which is I believe what those were. But this Blu-ray announcement confirms what we were all afraid of when we heard that we were getting the original theatrical version back in theaters, which is they're going to make us pay to go see that, and they're not going to give us any way to watch it. They're not going to put it on Disney Plus. They're not going to put it on Blu-ray. Yep. And maybe after they've done it with the whole trilogy, they'll finally put out a box set that will have it. But even if they, and I don't think they will, I think they will keep that close to the vest forever. It's going to be like one of the only things locked in the Disney vault still, and it's freaking Star Wars. But this is even more maddening, even if they do that they're going to re-release the special editions and try to get people to buy them again before you ever get the theatrical versions on Blu-ray, if you ever get them. Mm-hmm. That's horrible. Mm-hmm. And we don't even know for sure, I don't think, I've not read anything about it, that Empire and Jedi are going to come to the theater as the original theatrical versions.
Yeah.
And they'll make money with that. People will go to that because they've been wanting to see it without all the random junk in the foreground forever. Yeah. For my money, the only special edition that's stomachable is Empire. Yeah. And the other two are obnoxious and just insanely distracting.
Jedi is really bad.
It's really bad.
And it sucks because that's my favorite, but Empire has become my favorite because I can't watch that version.
No, Empire actually added a few things that enhanced the experience a little bit. Like, I like now it's been a while since I've looked at it, but I remember liking what Cloud City looked like in the special edition, where there's a little bit more going on in the sky. And it wasn't super distracting, where you've got like a few more spaceships and stuff. Yeah. And so it felt more like a hustling and bustling city like it ought to, as opposed to like the extra stormtroopers and creatures and stuff thrown right in your face in Tatooine in the first one. Oh, just man. Awful.
It's really bad. And then you have that whole like extra scene with the dance thing in episode 6. Man.
Connor, you don't get down to Jedi rocks. No, I was gonna bring that up. That music is it's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
It's awful. Nicholas Bodo, Ian McDermott in the special edition was great. I respectfully disagree. I've never liked that. Mm-hmm. I didn't even like that we replaced that. Yeah. And I get it for the sake of consistency, but the performance you get in the original is so much more mysterious, and yeah, like it doesn't exactly track. You get to 3 and something. You have this much more kind of bombastic performance, relatively. I mean, he gets really bombastic in the prequels, but But yeah, I also wonder. I mean, it's Star Wars. I guess people will there will be some people that will buy it again. But we're in this weird place with physical media right now where I keep hearing people talking about how much of a comeback it's making, and I can't figure out how true it really is.
I haven't heard that.
I'm hearing a lot of there's so many people that are fed up with and we can do a show on this.
Yeah,
I kind of actually want to make this a leading topic sometime soon, so I won't talk too long about this. But I'm hearing a whole lot of people are so sick of finally of not owning anything and of streaming services jerking you around and not really knowing what you're paying for every month, where you're still paying for a service, but you finally go look at it and it doesn't have any of the stuff that you got it for in the first place, or you can't find anything that you really want to watch, and people starting to realize that that buying digital doesn't really mean you own a thing, that it can disappear on you at any time when rights change hands and things like that. And so people are just not liking the uncertainty of it, and it's getting too expensive. And so they're going, well, in order to have access to everything I want, I'm having to pay what cable used to cost or more than that. I might as well actually own everything that I like and have it on hand, and I'm probably making out in the end. It's probably cheaper. And the last couple of years, that's what I've been doing. And I only have a couple of streaming services still regularly. Occasionally I have to resubscribe to something to watch something for review or whatever. But we have a physical media budget now in our house, and we're slowly racking up all the movies and TV shows that we know we just want to have on hand. But having said all of that, I think there are middle-aged and older people that tried out the streaming thing, and it was worth it for them for a while when it was cheaper and when there were fewer of them.
Yeah.
And now they're longing for what they used to have, and so they're going back to physical media. What I don't know is if any younger people care enough to try what they've never had.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And that's what it would take for it to be like real big again, and to like change what's happening with these platforms, and to get us anything like closer to an older model of like an older release strategy for stuff. So anyway, we should talk about all this more at some point.
Yeah, I agree.
But all of that to say, how much of an audience is there? Like how many customers are there still for this product? For the special editions on Blu-ray? Is it even 4K? I feel like it would have to be hear me out, a special edition of the special editions. You got all these like prestige format things, or whatever you call them, these like boutique things that come out that collectors love, and I don't think some of these like big hardcore, you get folks like our friends like DJ and Connor that are like real big into the boutique collecting scene.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be as much if you didn't get these like really beautiful new transfers with a lot of cool special features and especially really neat box presentation. I mean, that's what a lot of it's about, right?
Yeah.
That's what this needs to be for anybody to care. I don't know what it's going to look like. Like, it needs to look like a Criterion or a Severin release, something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know that it's going to be that from Disney.
Yeah.
But boy, if you could get
all
that,
I know is I won't get it.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to rebuy that. I've got those. But if you put out like a theatrical Criterion level box set, like for the original theatrical trilogy, that would be insane. You could charge $150 for that all day long.
Yeah,
easy. What are people saying about this, Jason?
Lots of stuff. YouTube. I know this is a tired take, but I really wish the prequels hadn't happened.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, because not only did we have to deal with some not very good movies and awful prequelitis and like really baffling performances and characterization and et cetera, et cetera. A story that starts well before the story starts with episode 1. But then the fact that Lucas was working on those and thought that the technology was so better that he could improve his previous movies kind of ruined his previous movies.
Yeah.
And so if he'd never come back for those, all you would have is theatrical Star Wars.
Oh, man.
And actually probably really nice, pretty remasters of those.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That Connor guy, I went through the process of digitizing my entire media library and housing it on my own server. It was a lot of work, but very worth it.
Yeah, I bet. That sounds like something Connor would do.
It does.
Not Connor Nielsen, but Connor that makes some of our logos now. And quick plug once again for Disney Renaissance Mania. He did new logos for us for that show, and they're very pretty. And it's really neat. It takes the Disney, the traditional Disney logo with the castle and replaces it with the Geekvolution rocket ship. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks a ton to him for doing that for us. Okay, I want to look at maybe one or two more articles before the break. Pixar has announced new sequels to turn some beloved properties into trilogies now. We're going to get Monsters, Inc. 3 in I'm not sure what year that'll come out because it's in early development, but Incredibles 3 is getting a 2028 release and Coco 2 in 2029, so maybe Monsters Inc. doesn't even happen until 2030, which is wild. But yeah, here's the thing that nobody is really clamoring for. I will say, so two things. First of all, I was expecting this announcement eventually because if you'll recall a couple of years ago, Pixar they kind of threw their hands in the air and they went, we're making all these original movies, no one's going to them.
Yep.
And because they were, from what I was hearing, kind of awful. Like nobody liked Red, and like some of these movies that people seem to just really hate. And even some of the ones that I thought were decent just didn't do big guns.
Yeah.
I liked Soul.
I loved Soul
quite a bit.
Onward.
We liked Onward a lot. So in their defense, there were, in my opinion, good movies that just did not light the world on fire. The thing that they've got in the theater right now is apparently doing pretty well. What is that? Hoppers?
Yeah. I hadn't seen that.
I heard about this 3 days ago. I didn't even know what this thing was.
Mm-hmm. It's
apparently like mad science that puts human brains in animals, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the premise with that?
So
we're past the Pixar years where we can go, that's the one about toys. That's the one about cars.
So here's my thing.
Yeah.
Here's the one about monsters.
Yeah.
I don't like...
Here's the one about a Scottish chick that shoots bows and arrows. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yes. No. That's the one. That's the Pixar princess one. That's the...
Oh, I see. I see. The Pixar princess.
Yeah.
I remember nothing about that movie.
I haven't seen it.
I liked it, but literally nothing about that movie.
I don't...
Except for what I just said.
I never liked the idea of Pixar sequels.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously...
There's good ones.
Obviously, Toy Story has the best ones, I think.
And I like Monsters University a lot.
Monsters University is good. I think Monsters University is kind of a horse of different color because it's a prequel and not a sequel.
That's fair. And it feels like such a different movie.
Yeah, but being on Toy Story 5 now,
yep.
And Incredibles 2 happened like 7 years ago at this point, which is crazy. And
yeah, that is crazy. It was bad.
Yeah, and I liked Pixar because they would make a new thing and then they'd make another new thing. Like it wouldn't be like they didn't do sequels for a while.
Well, it felt like the new Disney Renaissance.
Yeah.
And it happened during and then immediately after the Disney Renaissance.
Mm-hmm.
And so it felt like that kind of changed hands. So while Disney proper wasn't putting out those like great classic timeless 2D animated films anymore, I don't know why I said it like that, Pixar was putting out 3D timeless classics.
Yeah.
that every generation can show their kids and get something out of. And they didn't feel like another DreamWorks at the time, which was, and then what Illumination is now, where you put out a movie that does any business at all, and now we're all about that thing. We got to crank them out and crank them out and crank them out. And I think the word with this is integrity. That's what they used to have.
Yeah.
And that kind of ends with Cars 2. And there are great Pixar movies after that, and I didn't hate Cars 2 as bad as a lot of other people did until I saw it again, and then I realized
because WALL-E is after
it really
Cars
is
2,
that bad.
it?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's still, and so is Up. Like, there's great Pixar movies.
Sure.
Past Cars 2, but it's the beginning of the end in the sense that only exists because of the merchandising juggernaut that was Cars.
Yeah.
Like they're selling Hot Wheel cars off the stands like crazy, and they're trying to keep them. I always have the cynical thought that they must be just trying to keep the momentum of that going, of the merchandising juggernaut.
Yeah.
And then they get to a place where they seem to kind of have no shame. Now, Toy Story 2 was around before that, but that felt like that really felt like they just had more things to say with that property. So like maybe that would be the exception that proved the rule.
Sure.
Where they didn't need to make sequels to everything, and that's the kind of universe that I don't mean to say that we have to have 5 of them, but I don't even want to say that it begs sequels, but it warrants them more than some other things. Mm-hmm. Right? But I'm with you. Like that always early on seemed to be kind of the integrity of that studio, is they're not going to do that DreamWorks thing, and now they've kind of swapped with DreamWorks, and DreamWorks in some ways seems to be the new Pixar. Like Wild Robot was wonderful, and nobody saw it.
Yeah.
And that's really kind of sad. But anyway, I will give them. They seem to be backtracking a little bit on the we're going to be the flip of the shadow of our former self, and only crank out the properties people care about, because that was basically the announcement a couple years ago. We're just the kind of IP farm now. We're just going to keep going with what we've had. Well, I guess that's not the right term, but like we're just going to crank out the IPs that we've developed already, that people already care about, and that's it. We're going to be like a Marvel or a DC, where we're not going to take any risks, and we're just going to use the same characters we've had for all this time. Yeah. And that's what we're going to do now. But it seems like they're backtracking on that, mm-hmm. and they're going to also do some original stuff again.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's good. If it's good,
I should go back and watch a couple of the apparently good ones, because I know there are a couple that were not good, but yeah. Speaking of
the Universe is, while Robot was a hit, I'll have to look at the numbers for that. I thought nobody saw that.
I don't think anyone saw it in the theater, but I don't know.
We'll have to see. I mean, you can't call something a hit if it didn't do any business at the box office, because we don't have. To our point earlier, we don't have a lot of physical sales anymore.
Speaking of that
so it's like, well,
a sequel.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was just announced.
I didn't even hear about that. Oh, it was. Wow. Never mind. Forget what I said. $334 million against a $78 million budget, wow. which is a respectively low budget for that kind of thing.
It is,
especially because that's a good looking movie.
That's a good looking movie.
Yeah, it's great. So that means that Wild Robot blew Transformers 1 out of the water, and that's maybe partly why that didn't perform. Because you had 2 robot movies around the same time. I think they might have opened even the same weekend. But I thought they both bombed. I didn't realize Wild Robot just trounced Transformers 1.
Oh no, Cars 2 was after WALL-E and Up.
Oh, was it?
Cars 2 is 2011.
Oh, I thought it was before those. Okay.
Me too.
It all runs together.
Yeah. Which means that's quite a bit after Cars.
Okay. Well, first one. I will still... So I will concede that DreamWorks is continuing their old model forever of just keep making sequels to things that have worked. But they are the new Pixar in that they seem to be a little more consistent in quality lately.
Yeah.
Like with Puss in Boots and...
Yeah.
all of that. Plus DX for Transformers 1. Yeah, I know, because that movie's killer, and it's really sad that nobody saw it.
You like that movie a lot.
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Screw you, Jason. That movie's great.
I like it. It's
He's like, I don't know.
not a masterpiece.
I don't understand. I didn't call it a masterpiece. I really like it.
I also just don't love Transformers, so.
He's totally going to go back to the...
I do want to read those comics.
He's going to go back to the how we felt about. Here's where you called it a masterpiece. I don't think I called it a masterpiece. Okay, we're gonna go to break now, and when we come back, Jason has some kind of a segment for us. I don't know what it is. He might be giving me difficult trivia questions. Like, anything could happen. It's not that?
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Okay. Give us about 4 minutes, and we'll do that. We'll answer your questions. We'll take more Patreon questions, and then right at the end of the show tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about where I think Star Trek might be going. We will see you again in just a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. And we're back. It's time for the second half of tonight's edition of the Captain Logan Show. And Jason, before we get to your segment, I just want to make one more quick point about the Pixar announcement, because we got kind of in the weeds about the whole sequel thing, just where they've been, and I didn't really talk very much at all about the Incredibles and Monsters, Inc. of it.
Oh, yeah.
So, Monsters, Inc. 3, or whatever that ends up being, if you gotta turn that into a trilogy, it needs to be yet kind of another genre.
No, it should be even before.
You think it should go earlier?
Yeah. Monsters University.
Well, yeah, because if first of all, that's got obviously a better track record than Incredibles, so it's easier to imagine maybe another good Monsters Incorporated movie. However, it had a TV show.
It did.
And it had a TV show that is set post the original Monsters Incorporated, which means if that show, and I liked what I saw of that, I watched a few episodes, if that show is supposed to be actually canonical, you might end up with a Marvel situation where there's a TV show that you have to see to go forward at all.
Yeah.
And do you really want a movie, regardless of what that show did, do you really want a movie where they've got to, like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Where they've got to go do comedy acts for children to fill up the scare canisters. Conversely, with Incredibles, they messed up that first sequel so hard that I didn't think that needed more anyway. But that was such a special and thought-provoking movie that if you do any more, it's gotta be in that same kind of league, and it's gotta, like, subvert your expectations in the right kinds of ways, and it's got to not be dumbed-down children fare, because one of the things that was really special about Incredibles is it felt like a movie for adults.
Yeah. And
so you got to get back to that. What an Incredibles 3 has the potential to do, but probably won't, of course, is redeem that sequel. The only reason to do that is to finally do what that movie should have been and take the right kinds of risks and not be worried that you might lose the kids with it. And of course, that first movie didn't lose the kids, but that is the risk they took with allowing the stakes to be what they were with that movie and being a little bit more adult in some of the subject matter and all of that. Like, there are choices that then Pixar made, they would never make in a movie now. Because they're not thinking about all audiences now in a way they were back then.
Yeah.
Like, Pixar was at the forefront of making movies for families, which doesn't mean dumbed-down children fare that adults roll their eyes as they take their kids to. It means movies that are actually for everyone. Yeah. It's Batman the Animated Series. Where is that stuff now?
Yeah.
And Pixar desperately needs to find that again.
Yep. I think
consistently,
Hollywood needs to find that,
because they've made some movies like that again in the last decade, but they're not consistent. Yes, yeah. and Hollywood needs to do that across the board. Anyway, I think that was like the most important point I wanted to make about that, and I missed it before we went to the break. So
now I gotta say, I still need to watch Incredibles.
You still never seen Incredibles? No. Oh my God, Jason!
And it's been a really long time since
it will blow your mind.
It's been a really long time since I've seen Monsters Inc. And Monsters
since you were like a little kid, probably.
Yeah. So I should go back to see those movies.
I think you might appreciate Incredibles even more now, having read Watchmen. Because there's a lot of Watchmen in that movie. Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. In some ways, it's like the kid-friendly Watchmen.
Yeah.
And just all the stuff that movie has to say about, like, excellence, mediocrity, and everything. Like, I think will really resonate with you, especially. But anyway, you know what? Let's do that. Let's try to do that soon. Let's do that this weekend or something.
Yeah.
Maybe we can talk your mom into making that, like, our family movie this week.
Sure. We can do that.
Anyway, everybody's upset with you for having...
I know.
It's my fault before anything.
Guess, but...
I didn't realize that I hadn't shown you that. Okay. The girls have seen it. The twins love it. Yeah. All right, Jason, give us your segment for today. That's your segment for today. Yeah.
I got a top 10. I got another top 10.
I'm shocked.
I know.
I'm dismayed.
Well, it was going to be like
I'm bamboozled.
a topic, and then I'm like, well, I'm just gonna make a top 10 of it.
If Jason can turn something to a list, by God, he's gonna.
Oh yeah, you know me. This is a list of video games that if this is specifically first party, if they make for the Switch 2, I either would buy the Switch 2.
Oh, this is good.
If I already had the Switch 2, I would buy this. Or if they make like multiple games on this list, then it would make me want to buy the system. There are a couple where it was like, if this game only comes out, if only this game on my list comes out, then I probably won't get the Switch 2. But if like all the games on my list come out,
so this is the system seller list.
yes, it is.
But you're saying that each of them individually wouldn't necessarily do it.
Yeah,
There's maybe one or two that would.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we've still not pulled the trigger on the Switch 2. We haven't gotten to the place where we just have to have it yet.
Yeah. So number 10 is if they miraculously fix Mario Kart World.
Yeah. That would have to be the update that like changed the world.
Yeah. That's never gonna happen, but
it would have to make the open world a completely different thing.
Yes, it would.
That had to populate it with interesting things to do. Yep. You'd need side missions. You'd need more collectibles.
Yeah. So yeah. Mario Kart World, and I don't hate the gameplay. I finally played it more.
I've played maybe 3 or 4 hours of it
because Hot Soup came over.
Yep. Thanks, Hot Soup.
Thanks, Hot Soup.
Yeah, Hot Soup lives a couple hours from us, and we had him over or like 3 hours, and we had him over for a day a couple weeks ago. We had a great time with him. He was a lot of fun. He's been a patron for a long time.
Yeah. So yeah, but it needs more stuff, and it needs more levels. And
Brayden says that's never happening.
A better menu, and it needs. It would need a complete revamp. But I think, when Mario Kart 8 first came out, that was a little mediocre too. I don't know if that...
Not in the same way, though.
Yeah.
And people didn't talk about it like it was mediocre, but there were few enough courses that they didn't feel the need to play it all the time like they did later.
Yeah. And then... So that's why that's the lowest of my list.
It didn't set the world on fire like we did.
Sure.
I don't think.
Sure.
I mean, that's fair.
Number
Hot
9.
Soup's in the comments.
Yeah.
Still. Number 9.
Number 9. This is probably a big one for you too. A couple of these would.
I don't know if you two wants to switch to. Like, I'm not sure if those guys. Sorry.
SNES Remix.
Dude, I had this like brain-bending epiphany a week ago where I was like, wait a minute, where the hell is SNES Remix?
I know.
You and I have not talked about this, and I can't believe you came up with it independently. We've never talked about this.
We need that.
Yes. Now, obviously, that's not a system sell. And if SNES Remix, I can't believe you said that. That's so good. If that game came out and was only on the Switch 2, F Nintendo, I'm not buying any more Switch games. Like, that's ridiculous. You have to put that, because SNES Remix, I could even see as just a streaming game.
Yeah.
I could see that not even...
Well, that's what they did for the longest time on Wii U, was a download only. And then they finally put out Ultimate.
Okay. But I wasn't even thinking, like, a download. I'm thinking, like, you put it on, like, the SNES app.
Oh.
And they do it as, like, one of the specials or something.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That'd be great. Real quick, because I don't want to take too long on your segment tonight. We have there's so many other things to talk about. But what... I'm not trying to rush you too hard either, but just off the top of your head, what are, like, 4 or 5 games that you think would work with that format really well, with the remix thing where you have some kind of a mission you have to do in, like, 45 seconds?
Yeah, Super Mario Kart would be really cool.
Yeah.
Obviously Super Mario World. Link to the Past.
Yep. Star Fox.
Yeah, Star Fox would be really
Do
good.
a barrel roll.
Yeah.
Do 2 barrel rolls.
Yeah. Metroid could be cool.
Metroid. Earthbound would be so funny.
Earthbound would be really
Walk
funny.
over to the spaceship.
Yeah.
Pick up a hamburger.
I mean, I think it probably works better for NES games because they're so arcadey.
They're simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're really arcadey. But it would be neat to see an attempt at it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tetris and Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
Where's my list? 8. I just want this.
Where's my autograph book?
A modern version of WarioWare DIY.
Oh yeah, I know
Because-
you're a big fan of that.
That's one of my favorite DS games, and
it could be really neat on Switch.
that would be really neat on
Okay,
Switch.
but so far 2 of your 3 should be Switch games.
Yeah.
They should not be Switch 2 games.
No, but if they only came out on Switch 2, then if I had a Switch 2, I would get these.
I see. But if they only came out on Switch 2, I would never buy a Nintendo product again. That's where you're losing me.
Sure. Yeah, basically, they made a WarioWare game where you make your own WarioWare games, and then they didn't implement that into any other games after that. And so it made the rest of the WarioWare series really boring because that became the most fun thing to do.
Yeah.
And so it's...
So you were just playing micro games instead of making your own micro games?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of lame.
Number 7, and...
You played that game so much when you were younger.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, you still break it out some.
I do.
Like playing with the song thing.
Only the music maker,
you
yeah.
used the music maker. That was a big bonding thing for you and your mom, I think.
Yeah, it
where
was.
You'd make games for each other and pass them back and forth.
Yeah.
Your mom loves that he has.
Yeah, oh yeah, me too. Number 7, you will agree with, and you will immediately buy a Switch 2.
Okay. What is it?
New Wave Race.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to say no to that.
Yeah.
It would be cool if you put out a wave race with a graphic intensity that necessitated the Switch 2.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be so cool. I'm a gigantic... You guys don't even know how gigantic of a wave race fan I am. And Jason will tell you I'm also damn good at it.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the... And I'll say it, that's one of the... I've never played that on stream. I'll pull that out at some point.
Yeah.
It's one of the only... I'm rusty, but that's one of the only game series that... I can't say series, it's just that game. The games that I'm actually really pretty good at. Because I played the crap out of the stunt mode when I was a kid, like crazy. That game's so much fun. Anyway. I haven't put enough time into Blue Storm.
Yeah.
I like it. I should get back to it.
Number 6, my favorite's the Game Boy.
He's kidding.
Number 6,
That game is nigh unplayable.
a new Yoshi platformer.
Yeah.
That is more like, and obviously they did do that.
Yeah.
But I need something that's more like Woolly World and Crafted World. I would like something closer to Island. Maybe even a new Island game that
I see what you're saying.
has a more consistent art style than Yoshi's New Island. That would be great.
Yeah, because
Honestly, yeah, just
what was the game
new
on
Yoshi's Island game
on the Switch? Was that the game that does like the 2D thing and then
Yeah.
it switched just to 3D?
Yeah, Crafted World.
Crafted World. I was enjoying that. People seemed disappointed with it, and I think it was partly because they felt like they didn't do enough with that mechanic, and partly because it wasn't challenging enough.
Yeah, that game's too easy.
So what you're asking for is a Yoshi game for 8-year-olds, not babies. That's what you're asking for.
Sure. Maybe like Jason-year-olds.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, that would be a Yoshi's Island
Yeah.
kind of game.
I want it closer to a Yoshi's Island. Yeah.
Yoshi's Island, I rented when I was a kid and I never bought, because I, like a lot of kids, had that, you called it Mario World 2, and it's not actually Mario World 2 thing. And as an adult, I've come to appreciate that game a lot more. Like, it's really fun and crazy innovative.
Yeah.
I'm still only like 3 worlds in. I'll finish that game at some point, but I love what I've played of it.
Number 5 maybe is a bit controversial.
Oh boy.
People may not agree with this. Because
Hitman on the Switch 2. That's what Jason wants.
No.
They might be doing that. I'm not even sure.
These are all first party.
Okay.
Because this game is already so perfect, it may not need a remake.
Now look. If Bubsy 4D wasn't on the Switch, that could maybe be a system seller.
Maybe.
That game looks amazing. I can't wait.
I want a Super Metroid remake.
Like a 3D remake?
No.
Oh, okay.
The first 2 remakes of...
Well, that would be the controversial thing, is if you say, I want Super Metroid, but I want it to be 3D. No. That's where I thought you were going with that.
The first 2 Metroid games got remakes. And they're both incredible and way better than the first 2 games. And the problem with Super Metroid is that is already a really, really good-looking game, even for being on the Super Nintendo. And with, like, the best gameplay in Metroid and everything. I personally think it could benefit from a remake, and I would immediately get that.
Yeah. I can see what you're saying then. It was nigh perfect at the time, though.
Yeah. Number 4.
It's damn hard.
Yes, it is. I love that game. A new Kirby platformer, and I think either 2D or 3D.
Okay.
I think because Forgotten Land is really good.
Yeah.
I want like a sequel to Forgotten Land that's maybe a bit harder.
Have you finished it?
No, I haven't.
How far in did you get?
Not very far.
Because I bought you that, half a year ago or something?
Maybe a few worlds in.
Yeah. Would I get that for your birthday, maybe?
I think so. It's really good. But I'm always wanting new Kirby stuff. Number 3 is where we're getting to the actual system sellers.
This game all by itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
A new F-Zero.
Yeah. And you've been clamoring this for years.
And I know you wouldn't buy a Switch 2 for that.
No.
But I would. I would spend $500 for a... If it was good, if it was... Especially...
And then I'd play it with you.
Especially if they make Mario Kart World, and then they make an F-Zero game that's actually good.
What if they make F-Zero World?
Like, oh no, God, no.
But they make it work?
Yeah. But if they made...
you could almost see open world F-Zero better than Mario Kart, where it's like this futuristic... No? Okay.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, you know what? That game is
so fast.
Like, no, that's true. That's like trying to make 3D Sonic work. That's why that's hard.
Yeah.
Because you go fast and there's so much to render. Yeah.
But if they made an actual good F-Zero game after Mario Kart World, like the best F-Zero game after Mario Kart World, that would be really funny.
Yeah.
Hopefully that happens at some point. Number 2,
F-Zero GTA, says Brayden. That's hilarious.
Number 2, 3D Mario Maker.
Oh yeah. I don't even know what that interface would be like, but yeah.
But yeah.
Sure. And
then number 1 is the new 3D Mario.
Yep.
And
which you'll get, and then if it looks good at all, they will have a really hard time not buying that system.
Preferably some sort of Odyssey sequel. I
don't think you'll get that after Bonanza.
Yeah,
because that's what that team was working on, and it just finally came out. Mm-hmm. So,
I at least like,
and I want to play that eventually.
I at least want Cappy to come back.
I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Like, that was a cool gimmick for one game. I don't need that to keep going.
Yeah.
In fact, I will say, and you won't agree with this, but this is just how I feel about it. I would prefer a Galaxy 3 over an Odyssey 2.
Yeah, and I think...
And I'm not saying I want that. I'm saying if you have to do something that's basically a sequel to a pre-existing 3D game, do that. But I'd much rather just something kind of original.
I personally think the Galaxy games are more gimmicky than Odyssey. But I don't know.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I like the gimmick more.
Sure.
But I want it more, sir.
Yeah.
No, that's
really don't
it's not about the
Sunshine
gimmick.
too,
It's about that's not about the gimmick. That's about the aesthetic.
Yeah,
for me,
that's fair.
It's space. It's the soundtrack's wonderful.
What about you just call it Galaxy because Mario is lame. So
I see.
And there's no color.
You mute the color palette real hard.
Yep. And then you age up Mario to be 60, and then you get you bring in Blario. He's Black Mario, and then
no,
and then you have
and then Mario crashes the car, and then Blario has to get Cappy to get out of the car.
Well, and but he like
Mario?
he like never uses Cappy. He uses it like once.
Oh my god. I'm sure that offended somebody.
Yeah, probably.
I can't believe you said that.
I was like, this is in my head now, I gotta say it.
Oh my god, Jason. That was great. That was great. We need live censors on this show, man.
We do.
Hey, speaking of that nonsense that you just said, hey, that was a great segment. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
So Super Mario Galaxy has stunt casted Yoshi.
Yes.
As Donald Glover. What are we doing?
I don't know.
Is it gonna be like a Donkey Kong situation where he's not even gonna put on a voice? It's just gonna be Donald Glover's voice doing Yoshi.
Well, we've seen.
He's like, "Hey, y'all, I'm Yoshi."
We've seen Yoshi's voice already.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm thinking though. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking Yoshi will occasionally just be like Yoshi, and then if he wants to have a complete sentence, he just sounds like Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing. But I'm very curious to see what that's like. Also, what if it turns out Donald Glover just does the best Yoshi impression of anyone on the planet?
Yeah.
What if he's just that good at it, and they wanted to put a name on it, and they're like, yeah, we'll pay Donald Glover $1 million to go, Yoshi. But he's Donald Glover doing it?
So, yeah, the final trailer for that movie came out.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that.
A couple days ago. Maybe yesterday.
I must be thinking of it older. I don't even know if I've seen it.
No, it came out at the same time as the new. So that was in the live stream. Where they
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm behind on this. I've not seen the trailer yet.
So we got new looks at stuff. So it is confirmed that now not only is this adapting Galaxy and Odyssey, it's also adapting Mario 2 a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yes, because I heard about
Wart.
Wart, thank you, yes.
Yeah, because Wart and Birdo was in the...
Didn't we already know about Birdo?
We knew about Birdo.
That's fun.
But...
It being Mario 2.
Also...
The second Mario movie, they're putting a bunch of Mario 2 stuff in it.
Wart and Birdo are in a casino from 3D World. So...
That's cool.
What? Yeah.
Just mixing it all up.
And the Funny Luma is back. And he's like a sheriff.
I knew they'd do that.
He's like putting people in jail or something. Dude, I don't know. And Bowser looks scary again. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Can I make a prediction?
Oh, and Sunshine. And they're doing Sunshine.
They're doing a bunch of Sunshine stuff. Or are they gonna have
Bowser Jr.
Are they gonna have Flood?
I think that would be cool.
Is it a brand new Mario movie for 2026? Flood. So if you understood that reference, I'm proud of you. But what was I gonna say? Okay, wild prediction.
Yeah.
Funny Luma will be the secret bad guy in the third act.
That would be cool. That would be really funny.
Because Funny Luma is a psychopath.
Yes. Yeah.
Is an absolute
that would be really
masochistic psychopath.
Yeah. And they're doing like new Super Mario Bros. Wii stuff. Like they're putting everything in there. They've got toads in penguin costumes.
Now, does it not kind of feel like, well, if you gum this movie up with all of this, what would you ever do with a third one? Or are you
do more of it?
Are you having that worry? There's so much Mario.
There's so much Mario.
Yeah. Well, you know what the third movie will be? It'll be Mario and Mario at the Olympic Games, and it'll be like
Mario and Blario.
I almost said that. It'll be like we contrive a reason that we got to do Mario Karts again, but then it's like now we have to play tennis, now we have to play basketball.
Oh no!
Now we have, and then they do like a whole section that's Wii Sports, but it's with Mario.
Yeah.
And be like, now we're playing frisbee golf. Now we're playing regular golf. Now we have pixelated Mario on a generic golf game.
Yep. It would be cool to have like a Paper Mario Or
Braden just said that. Yeah. Are you just looking at comments, ripping them off, and then segueing?
No,
into
I thought of it,
topic?
and then he said it, and then I'm like, okay. Well,
Jason's in here is like, you know, I think would be interesting. Paper Mario. You should probably credit the viewers that you're ripping off.
Yep.
This is another like my chat moderator needs a mod for him, and we need a censor in case he comes up with Black Mario.
We do need a Donkey Kong Country movie.
No, we don't.
Okay.
I disagree. And I love Donkey Kong Country.
Okay.
But I only want that movie if we can get Seth Rogen out of it, and if it doesn't have to look like that, because I don't love that. That Donkey Kong look didn't bother me in the first movie, and then we decided to make that the new Donkey Kong look.
Yeah.
And so no, like I can't get excited about that at this point. I don't like that we're doing it in games. I was a little concerned that they might change that at the theme parks, and so far they haven't. It doesn't look like.
Oh, and also Yoshi's Island. There's a glimpse of Baby Mario. I don't know how the heck.
How do you even get that in there?
Okay, so Yoshi just recently hatched from an egg, right? And Yoshi has Baby Mario on his back. Did Mario get turned into a baby? Is it a
rebuttal?
Is it a previous Yoshi?
Rebuttal. How many Mario games though just have baby versions of the characters with no explanation?
Only the Mario Sports games.
Okay, but they're gonna do a Mario Sports movie.
True.
I'm just kidding. But I think there's also a chance that we'll just have a bunch of Yoshis in this. We'll just open it up and be like, oh, there's a bunch of Yoshis in it. But I guess they wouldn't have already made a Baby Mario.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
No clue. That'll be interesting, especially since like
Braden says they're both in the egg.
We had Baby Mario, in a like backstory scene. Cannot remember what those are called right now. Flashback. Thank you.
No problem.
I'm really tired.
So you need a mod. You need a censor. And you need a thesaurus person.
That's a thesaurus person. That's the name of my new band.
Hey, look.
Thesaurus person.
Hey, look. Why don't you go to your thesaurus person to come up with a good synonym for thesaurus person?
That's
not my job. That's why you have a thesaurus person.
Dictionary man?
Thesaurus person.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah. Thesaurus person? A synonym for that is dictionary man.
No, I much prefer thesaurus person.
I prefer thesaurus person, too.
Yeah. Thesaurus Rex. Anyway. Okay,
yeah.
Why don't we go to Patreon?
Yeah.
And if you want to leave a question for the Q&A section, we'll do some Q&A for about 20 minutes here. You can leave a regular comment right now with a question, or you can put it in a super chat, and we absolutely guarantee, under pain of Jason thwacking me upside the head, that we will read your question.
The Amalgamation.
Oh, and also, quick plug for Patreon. You can put in a question ahead of time at patreon.com/geekvolution at the $2 tier. Go ahead, Jason.
The Amalgamation.
Yeah.
To you guys. I don't know. What would a good Mighty Morphin Power Rangers / Zoo Rangers crossover look like, and like what should it have?
So I don't know why you would go ahead. You want to start?
To be fair.
Yeah.
I don't know Zoo Ranger too well.
No, it's been years since I've seen any of it, and I never watched the whole thing.
Yeah. I never watched the whole thing. I watched
some of it's a little dull.
I agree. There are way better Sentais. I recently rewatched the like Green with Evil stuff from Zoo Ranger.
Okay.
But I still am not great.
Did you show that to Mikey, or did you just watch it?
No, I was showing some Sentais to the kids. And,
cool.
they were like, oh, I want to know what the Mighty Morphin one was like.
Way to culture them.
Yeah.
What'd you start with?
Die Ranger, which is my favorite.
Yep.
Which is also Mighty Morphin, I guess, but...
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
It's got Mighty Morphin. I mean, Mighty Morphin used some stuff from it, yeah.
Like White Ranger.
Yep.
Like Kiba. Okay.
That's why J.C. and Frank was forced to go, Yahoo!
Yeah. So... Maybe that's why he's not good at any sports, because the kid isn't.
Oh, maybe so.
Anyway.
Makes perfect sense.
I don't know why you would do that. Because
yeah,
they're
why would
all
you...
the same. Like, especially like if you put Rita and Pandora in the same scene together.
Yeah.
They're the exact same character.
Yeah, a crossover would, because the problem is most of the action footage is the Sentais, so you would just be duplicating that, but with the characterizations of the Zyuranger characters with the Power Ranger characters. So the only thing I can think that you do is just yet another Mighty Morphin reboot project that adapted more from the Sentai in the story direction.
Yeah.
That'd be the way to cross them.
Yeah.
But I can't think of any great story ideas for how you'd like actually do like an interdimensional crossover thing where like they show up. I guess all you could do is go like, here's the Sentai characters, they're wearing the same costumes we have. We compare and contrast each other's characters for a minute, and then we go fight two Ritas at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's all you do.
I have a funny idea.
Yeah.
How about
you
get rid of Jason, Trini, and Zach, and you replace them with the red, yellow,
You
black
replace them
Rangers.
with Boy and the other two characters.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
actually
exactly.
really funny. That's
That's my idea.
Okay.
Yep. And then they still fight Lord Zed, because he's an American creation. You could have Lord Zed and Bandora.
That'd be good.
Cool.
But yeah, the only thing I can think of that would actually be kind of like creative and interesting potentially is just do all of the less censored Japanese stuff with our characters. Mm-hmm. So like the green candle is killing Tommy, it's not just taking his powers away.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then you have to do crazy stuff like the Megazord is solar and it's great, and you have Great Satan.
Yeah.
You have that whole thing?
Yeah. Pretty insane.
Anyway, what else do you have?
I have another Patreon question from a person who sent one. This person is a patron. SS Jerry.
Nobody vamps as well as you do. I think you need to work on your vamping a little bit.
Okay, I will.
Do you need a vamping coach on top of the other
three?
No,
I don't.
This is getting expensive, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Vamping?
Yeah.
What is that outside of, like, a music sense? Is that, like...
I think... Now you got me self-conscious if I'm using it correctly. I think vamping is just stretching for time.
Oh, I see. That makes sense, because a vamp is, like, a... in music, is, like, repeating the same phrase over and over again.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yep. SS Jerry, let's say Amalgam is back in full force and you're in charge of the mixing and or gender bending.
Was this Amalgamation?
No, this is SS Jerry.
I missed what you said. Oh, it's always funny to me when somebody else besides him asks an Amalgam question when he asked a question already.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead, sorry.
Let's say Amalgam is back in full force. You're in charge of the mixing and or gender bending of Watchmen characters. Mm-hmm. Feel free to include anyone from both DC and Marvel to assimilate characters with. What would you do with them?
Okay. So when he says assimilate, he means amalgamating. Okay, so you're taking Watchmen characters and you're either blending them or you're gender flipping them, or both.
Yeah.
What are you mixing? The first thing that comes to mind for me is, and I don't know what you'd call it, but is a Rorschach the Spot cross.
I was about to say that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's kind of right there,
It is
right?
right there.
So he's able to, he's got his moving face, and then he can take spots only out of his face.
Yeah, roar
they're not
spot.
they're yeah, like Spot Shack.
Spot Shack.
That just sounds like a
Love Shack.
Yeah, that just sounds like a crappy fast food restaurant.
It does. Spot Shack. No, a pretty butterfly.
Okay, what else do you have?
I don't know.
Clouds.
What are the other characters?
Well, what can we do with Dr. Manhattan?
Dr. Manhattan.
Keeping in mind, of course, that the Watchmen characters are already riffing on pre-existing DC characters.
Right.
On, I think,
So
Charlton
I think
characters.
it would be interesting.
So,
Okay, so
I want to go more to Marvel.
So Dr. Manhattan with Silver Surfer.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Now, I don't know what his backstory looks like and that kind of thing.
No.
But it could be that, like, in his experiment gone wrong, in his accident, John accidentally creates the power cosmic. You could do something like that.
Yeah.
What would you do with Ozymandias?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess Doctor Doom is the obvious place to go with that, or maybe even like a Doctor Strange thing, or like a Baron Mordo.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. We don't have to do this with everybody.
I do have one though.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Moon Knight Owl.
Perfect. Yes, because with Amalgam, you got to come up with the clever, eye-rolly name. Yeah, Moon Knight Owl is brilliant. It's right there. Yeah. And Night Owl with a big airship would be cool.
Yeah.
Or Moon Knight with a big airship would be kind of neat. That's good. RJ Godzilla, Dr. Surfer, or Silver Manhattan. Silver Manhattan's good.
Silver Manhattan.
That's traditional Amalgam.
Dr. Surfer.
I like Silver Manhattan. That's really good. Moon Owl Night. No, Moon Night Owl's perfect.
Yeah.
Because you have night owls.
Yeah.
Moon Night Owl.
Moon Night Owl.
You turned it into a before and after from Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Anybody else, like, I don't know, what did you do? Like a Silk Spectre?
I mean, yeah. And also, like, what would you do with the comedian?
Yeah. You could now this is DC, but you could amalgamate. He said we could do that. I just got to pick somebody that doesn't already fit that mold. Hear me out. You take Silk Spectre, and you mix her with the Spectre, and she's the Silk Spectre.
The Silk Spectre. Yeah.
Is that where you were also going there?
No, but that's a really funny idea.
Dr. Fate Manhattan.
No, Dr. Strange Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan Fate.
Manhattan Fate.
Hyphenated. But yeah, comedian.
Comedian.
Who at Marvel could we blend him with?
Well,
that first of all, that's your gender flip. It's the comedian.
Okay.
I don't know who you mix her with. I mean, I don't know who you mix him with to get her, but I want the comedian.
Yeah.
The green comedian.
The green comedian.
Says RJ Godzilla.
Oh,
no, that's good. You mix him with Green Goblin.
Yeah.
The green comedian. We'll move on because we got 10 minutes and we got some more questions, and I was going to do a quick
green
list.
is lame, so let's just go back to the comedian.
Just go back to that. Okay. And you got to take the color palette real muted.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's Watchmen, so...
Give us the rest of our Patreon. No, that's not fair. That's the movie.
Yeah.
The book,
the
book has a lot of color in it.
I was talking about the show, actually, because it's that guy.
Well, and I was actually going to compare them visually earlier. It does look a little bit like that. But if anybody has a great like female cross with Marvel with the comedian to get us to the comedian, let us know.
This is the only Patreon question we have left. This is SS Jerry again. Hello.
I'm also gonna check and make sure we didn't get any in the meantime, because I sent you those maybe an hour before the show. We also just got a super chat, so we'll hit that here in a second.
This is to Jason. Hi.
Oh, good. I don't have to do anything.
You had a reaction when you heard your dad had to watch some episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! For the request. Why is that? Are you a fan of it too? No, I just always think it's funny when he has to watch anime.
Is that all it was?
Yeah.
Had you never seen that show at all?
No.
Mikey adored
everyone else, like when I was growing up, everyone else watched it. And so I kind of like knew about it, but I may have played one of the 3DS games once, but...
The only other Patreon question we have is from Justin Hayes, who says, what's your favorite letter of the alphabet and why? Brilliant, Bag Studios. Brilliant.
And that was Bag Studios?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And
I
why?
love Bag Studios.
Do you have a favorite letter?
J.
Yeah.
I mean,
mine's
is it G?
Maybe Z.
I like Z. Is it because of Lord's Head?
Kinda, yeah. Okay, we've got a couple super chats in now. Thank you guys for the support. Let me grab the gong, and we shall gong it. You know what? I might table my Star Trek talk for next time, even though it's in the title.
Okay.
And I'll just change that, and we can make that part of the lead-in top. Well, I say that we've got 2 weeks before we come back, but it'll probably still be relevant. Mostly what I wanted to talk about with that is just that there's not any Star Trek shows in production right now. There's one that's been pitched
really
that I think they'll take if Kurtzman. Sorry, my mind went to everybody else. I was like, Zaslav, no.
Zaslav. God.
Zaslav Star Trek. He just greenlights things and then immediately shelves them. But anyway.
Better than Kurtzman.
Yeah. But there's one pitch that just happened that I think he'll do if his contract gets renewed, which is it would be in between Strange New Worlds and TOS, and it would be like the very first missions of Kirk.
Oh, interesting.
And I don't see how there's a whole show there. That would be a miniseries.
That's a miniseries.
I would think. But it's supposed to be like Where No Man Has Gone Before, and it's taking everybody that they've cast as the original series characters, because they've got everybody now. Apparently, Strange New Worlds season... I've been keeping up because I didn't like second season, but Strange New Worlds season 5 has apparently cast a McCoy, and so they're going to have everybody, and then they're talking about maybe doing a series... Akiva Goldsman, I think, was part of the pitch for that, because he worked on Picard. He's been doing some of that stuff.
Okay.
But the only thing I wanted to mention with it is, I'll just say this real fast, is that there's not any shows in production, so there's been a lot of talk that maybe it's dead, and that's just going to depend on whether or not his contract gets picked up. And things are up in the air because of the merger or the buyout with Warner Brothers, but I don't know why that would necessarily affect Star Trek, since it's Paramount buying them and not the other way around.
Yeah.
But there's been talk that might change things. I don't know. Obviously, my wishful thinking is that he loses his job finally, and that eventually somebody comes on that understands Star Trek a lot better and actually cares about continuity. And I don't mean the continuity is the most important thing, but just even within its own show, knows how to keep things straight and cares about good storytelling, and excises everything else that we've had.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pipe dream. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's kind of my hope. You'd think that it would be absolute crazy talk the way the numbers have been with those shows in general, but especially this last one with Starfleet Academy, that and with the reputation that they have, that it would just be crazy if they kept him on. But they've been doing so many they made so many decisions that make it seem like they don't like making money, that anything is possible still. If he got renewed, I simultaneously don't understand that and would not be all that surprised by it. The one prediction I wanted to make real quick is the couple big ifs. If his contract is not renewed, and if Star Trek is put to rest for a while, if they decide to take some time away from it, because the reputation's not good, a lot of the fans don't like it, they're not bringing in new fans, I think a couple of things are likely to happen. The main reason to do that would be again, to kind of bring the fans back, and you do that by finally doing a lot of classic Trek merchandise again, because they've really not been putting out a lot of stuff, and so they could focus real hard on how well the classic shows, and by that I just mean everything pre-Abrams, have been doing ratings-wise for Paramount Plus, because they do huge numbers for them. And the new stuff nobody watches hardly, but they're cracking, the old shows like actually crack the top 10. Wow. So I can see them almost treating them like new shows and being like, well, let's just merchandise this. People clearly care about it. Yeah. And there's been a little bit of stuff like that new Voyager game came out that's getting reviewed really well. I'd like to play it. I've not bought that yet.
Is that a sister seller?
Yeah, probably not. But anyway, so my prediction is a lot more classic Trek merchandise if they decide to take off for a while and they don't immediately get a showrunner. And B, something people have said they'll never do that I think actually is plausible at this point.
Yeah. Which
is, do you know what I'm going to say? Finally remasters of DS9 and Voyager.
Yeah.
I think it's on the table now. If you look at just how well the old shows are being watched.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the main thing I wanted to say about this.
That. Yep. I'd be very happy.
And that might also sound like a pipe dream. I think that's actually plausible right now. I think that can happen. And you just, for a while, you treat it like that's new Star Trek.
Yeah.
More people will watch it, and more people will buy stuff for it. Mm-hmm. Okay, Jason, give us these last 2 super chats.
Yes.
Any more Patreon? You said we were done with that? Okay, great. So we're caught up on that.
This is $5 from Einstein Jet. Batman Begins turned 20 last year. On a scale of 1 to 20, how prepared are you to do what is necessary to defeat evil?
I love this question. I'm not as prepared as I want to be, honestly.
To defeat evil.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I need to go fight not the devil but practice.
Yeah.
Like you got to do that. You got to get thrown off a truck.
And you got to find something that you're scared of.
Well, you got to find a blue flower and take it up to a mountain. I've not done that yet.
Yeah, you haven't done that.
I've not burned down my mentor's house and left him for dead.
Nope, you haven't done that.
That is a thing I need to do.
Nope.
I haven't. I haven't left no sign.
Yep.
I got to do that.
Yeah, you got to do that.
These things are all very important. I haven't asked if it comes in black. No, that's great. Necessary to defeat evil.
To defeat evil.
You cannot lead these men.
That
is my wife's favorite speech in anything.
I decided to say it with a straight. It just.
You cannot lead these men.
How prepared are you to do what is necessary?
How prepared are you? You cannot lead these men unless you're prepared to do what is necessary to defeat evil.
Evil.
To defeat evil.
To defeat evil.
As Gotham's favorite son, you will be ideally placed to strike at the heart of injustice.
Kando Tor says, surely at some point you asked if it comes in black.
Okay, I probably asked if something comes in black.
Yeah, I know you did.
Strike at the heart of criminality. I think it's criminality. Of criminality.
I know for a fact you've asked if it comes in black.
Have I?
Yeah. Your car.
I asked if my car comes in black?
Yeah. Your white car.
I mean, I knew they made those in black. I don't know. I asked if it comes in purple.
Yeah, but they didn't have a black one.
Oh yeah,
you had to buy a white one.
You're right. Yeah, no, that sucked. We were in a hurry. We had this day where we had to buy a car that day.
Yeah.
In this tiny window. And they drove the car around, and my wife was like, that's perfect. I'm like, that's white. And she's like, I don't care. We need this car. This is the right car. And so I had to drive around a white car.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Yeah, whatever.
I hate white cars. All right, let's finish the show.
Yeah. Killer
Moth lives.
It's gonna live. I'm so sorry. Killer Moth.
Do you need a translator too?
No, I just need better mouth. I don't know, man. Killer moth
I think
lives.
it's weird how many assistants I'm gonna have to hire for my assistant. Sorry, go ahead.
Killer moth lives. $10. Here's some love for the Crypto Freaks live.
Oh, thanks, man.
Of these, which Gotham would be the worst to live in? 66, Schumacher, or Snyder?
Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
They have pros and cons. For me, it's 66. The government is too damn dumb.
Yeah, well, but you can probably trust that status quo to never change. So like you can so like you've got what I've always called the culture of dependency, where the government is all really stupid because they just expect Batman to fix everything for them. But Batman does always fix everything for them.
Right, that's the thing. Is this,
so
yeah, the status quo never changes.
Yeah.
So
you can probably trust it.
yeah,
Hilariously. Schumacher or Snyder?
Snyder's the worst.
Schumacher over Snyder, most assuredly.
Yeah.
Because,
Well,
the 89 world, which you didn't include, seems a lot more violent and dangerous to me than Schumacher is.
Yeah, and Snyder's...
And the Returns one even more so than the 89 one.
Their Batman doesn't do anything.
Oh, you're right, it's like the reverse.
Yeah, so...
Well, what, you know what, though? They do still kind of play with that, or at least make fun of that culture dependence thing from 66. When you get to the bit toward the end with the Batwing, and Gordon's like, go! That's quintessential 60s.
That one Powerpuff Girls episode.
60s Joker, 60s Gordon. Oh, yeah, where the citizens can't do anything for themselves at all. They're just complete idiots. They don't understand how water works. Killer Moth Lives just retracted the super chat
I've never
that
seen
we
someone
read.
retract a super chat.
I think I have, but not after we read it. That was amazing. Well, thank you for the super chat, Killer Moth Lives. I'm glad we got a chance to read it.
Yeah.
He might end up... I'll have to try to remember this. He might end up being the first honorary Crypto Freak that got that outside of Crypto Freaks. Because he put that in for the Smallville streams. Quick plug for that, by the way. We're going to do the second half of Season 8. Smallville are 24-hour streams that we break up into 2 now on Saturday. So 10 a.m. All the way up until we're finished. We got done by around 8:30 last time.
Yeah.
And then sometime a little later in the year, we'll try to come back and do 9. And maybe we'll be able to finish 10 this year, too, and just finally get the thing knocked out. But we've got 2.5 more seasons left.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Killer Moth Lives did it on accident. I was going to say, I couldn't imagine you would do that on purpose.
I've never seen that.
I was like, what mistake did he think he made? Anyway, Jason, anything else you want to mention before we finish up?
Thanks for watching.
Appreciate you guys.
This is a really fun show. And
it was.
I apologize, I'm not enunciating right now. It's still late at night.
That's okay, because next time I will have 5 men behind you that will help you with everything.
It's just gonna be all your standees.
We talked about all kinds of stuff tonight.
We did. We talked about video games. We talked about everything but music.
That's true. I didn't really get into it.
Pretty funny.
Well, thanks again, guys. Appreciate you, and come back again for more geeky stuff later in the week on Geekvolution. I was Captain Logan, and this was Jason. Later, folks.
Jason.
Bye. Jason.
I wanna take you for a ride.